Hey guys, it's Elena and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a full face of only blinged brushes. So these are all my Starry Night brushes. I do have the rose gold brushes and the silver Bring on the Bling brushes. So if I need to dip into the other collections, I will be. But if you're interested in seeing what I do with these brushes, then definitely keep on watching. Alright everybody, so real quick, this video is in collaboration with Makeup by Jessicavargas. If you do not know who she is, I highly recommend that you go check out her channel. She is amazing. She's super welcoming to the beauty community. Like if you decide to start a YouTube channel, I would recommend that you go talk to Jessicavargas because she will like be super supportive and be helpful for you. Like she is so helpful. I did a couple of collabs with her and a bunch of other ladies, and that's how I got a lot of my subscribers, which I appreciate every single one of you guys. It's so amazing how welcoming this community was to me when I started out. When I discovered Jessicavargas, I found her when her channel was like super little, and she's just blown up, and I think that it's so amazing. So definitely go check her out and show her some support because she is amazing. Let's just get into this video because I'm very interested in seeing what is gonna happen here, because I like to do like the majority of my makeup with a beauty sponge. This is the Juno & Co sponge. It does need to be washed, it's pretty dirty, but I do the majority of my makeup with a sponge, like the foundation, the concealer, all of that stuff I blend out with a sponge. So this may be a little interesting. So we're going to do the eyes first, so I do need to prime. I'm going to go in with the Be Perfect Cosmetics Perfect Prime. I don't know where my Anastasia one is that I just used the other day, or I would use that one. This is from the Silver Bring on the Bling collection, and this is the E2. It's a very like big packing looking brush. So this is the type of brush that I would use to buff out this, because this is the brush that I usually use. This is the Morphe M173. It's just a concealer buffing brush. I'll probably end up using this brush for my concealer also. Alright, so this brush is amazing for doing that. I have not even used this brush yet, and I've had these brushes for a while now, but that buffed that primer out amazingly actually. Like it looks like airbrushed, if that makes any sense. I definitely want to use the mini Jeffree Star palette again, because I was having issues with the Glass Wet shade, which they already sent out a mass like email letting everybody know who purchased this from Jeffree Star Cosmetics that we're going to be getting a new one. But I want to use this again because I want to use Foam Party to see if it is going to do the same thing as Glass Wet, because if you've seen my review on this already, then you heard me say that it looks like Foam Party is going to do the same thing that Glass Wet did, but the other shades look like they're going to be fine. And that's only because Foam Party has the little tiny circles in it, so it looks like it's gonna break and crack like Glass Wet did. So I'm gonna be using a shimmer from here, and I'm not sure if I want to use the big guy today, but I do kind of want to do a nude look. So yeah, let's just use this palette. I've only used it once, so this is probably the best way to get use out of this palette again. So this is the E13, and I'm just going to go in with this brush, and I think I am going to go in with the shade Bottom, which is this shade right here. I'm just going to put that all over my lid. These brushes are super soft and they are really, really nice. I just love the aesthetic of them because they're just so pretty. But they also work amazingly because they're so super soft. Now these brushes are kind of pricey. I'll put the price on the screen because as of right now I can't really think of the price of the whole set, but they do have the eye set separate and the face brushes separate, so you don't have to buy the complete set if you like don't need the complete set. I purchased the complete set because that's just how I am. I like to have like things complete. Plus I love the aesthetic, like I said, of these brushes, so I just wanted to have the whole thing. They also do have Afterpay on their site, so if you're in the US, Afterpay is an option for you. Afterpay is a I guess type of program that splits up the payments into 4 payments. So instead of paying the $100 and whatever right up front, it'll split it into 4 payments every 2 weeks, and that kind of like helps you pay for things. So I'm just taking Craving Chocolate and putting it on my outer V. It's very similar to the bottom shade. You probably can't even tell a difference. It's like slightly darker. Alright, so now that that is down and it's looking about the same, we can move on. I do want to deepen up the look just a little bit more. Like, I would like some more depth. So I am going to take the E14 brush, which is just a flat packing brush. We're going to dip into this shade here, which is the name of the palette. And I'm going to lightly tap into it because it looks pretty dark. Yeah. And I'm going to tap that into like my crease out here and try to focus it only right here. It's super pigmented though. Again, these brushes are just amazing. I do hope eventually that they extend the brushes, because I feel like there's a lot of eye brushes that they could add to the collection that I feel like I'm missing. So now what I'm gonna do is just switch to this blending brush, the E13, and just help blend that into the corner. Alright, so now that that is done, we can go ahead and do the shimmer. I'm gonna try to use the shade Dry first, of course. So I'm just going to sweep on this shade. So yeah, it's in the pan, you can't see, but it's doing the same thing that Glass Wet did, so I'm already super disappointed. Yeah, and nothing is showing up, so let's do the same thing. For Glass Wet, I had to really dig onto the shade to get any pigment on my brush, and then that's when it cracked, and it's doing the same thing to Foam Party right now. As I continue to sweep on the shade, there's little tiny bumps, not bumps, I don't know how to explain it. I'll have to insert a picture if I can take a good enough picture to show you. So after wetting my brush, the shade is now it's popping up and it looks really good. I'm gonna dip into Soaking Sun with this same brush and put it where Foam Party failed. Yeah, like look at that shade. That's the Jeffree Star formula that we all know. All right, so now we're gonna do the full face, and I think the best foundation brush would probably be this one. This is the F12 from the Starry Nights collection. Okay, so usually when I use a sponge, I don't look this ghostly, so it's super weird that I look super ghostly. Nothing a little bronzer can't fix. So we're gonna take my Cover FX palette. This is the Perfector face palette in light medium. I love this palette. You can see I've used the crap out of it. So we're gonna take the contour shade. I'm gonna use the same exact brush because this is the type of brush I would use for contouring. And I'm just gonna dip into that and apply it where necessary, which is pretty much all over the face since I look like a ghost. Alright, so now that that is all blended out, it looks okay now, but this brush isn't great for blending out the contour. So off camera, I did go and use this brush, which is the Luxie 532 round top blender. I used this brush to blend out my contour because this brush wasn't blending it out, but I had to. I was looking crazy. Like, I still look a little ghostly, but I had to, girl. All right, so now we're gonna do concealer, and I think I'm gonna use my Born This Way Too Faced concealer. This is in the shade Shortbread. This is the E2 from the Silver Bring on the Bling collection. This is the one that I used to buff out my eye primer. I believe this is a concealer brush. I don't know how people use just brushes for like their makeup routine, because this is difficult for me. Because I just so badly want to use my sponge, but I'm not going to do it. I already used a brush I wasn't supposed to use, so. Alright, that looks better. I used this brush to like blend it out a little bit better, because that small brush wasn't really blending it out. Alright, now we're going to move on to powder. So I'm going to use this fluffy brush. This is the F16, and I'm just going to powder everywhere. I usually only use concealer underneath my eyes. I don't do that whole Instagram type thing where they conceal their forehead, their chin, all of that stuff. I don't do that. That's too much. Alright, so now that that was laid down, I'm going to go in with this domed powder brush and just sweep it all over my face to make sure all the powder is gone. So I'm gonna go do the other things that I can't do with the brush set, like my brows and stuff, and I'll be right back. So for blush, we're gonna use this E14. I'm gonna use one of ColourPop's new blushes. This is from the Wander one. I don't even know which collection this is from. I'm going to use the Wayfarer one. This is the shade. I really like this shade because it's not like pink, so it just looks like a nice blush shade. Like if you're not into blush, like you've never been into blush and you want to get into blush, I would suggest you start with a shade like this, because I feel like a shade like this, which is way too pink, you might get a little like discouraged from using blush, because then you're like, for me, I feel like I look like a clown when I use blush. But this Wayfarer shade is like super pretty, because it's like, I don't know how to explain what type of shade this is, but it just looks really nice on the face. And I'm like adding a lot of product and it doesn't make me look like a clown. If I would have did this with a pink shade, I would be like, whoa girl, what are you doing? So there's blush, and I really do love this brush for blush. It's super soft, and I like that it's, you know, slanted, so that helps. Now we are going to do highlighter. So I'm going to use Jeffree Star Cosmetics King Tut highlighter because I just love this highlighter. And I'm going to use the F16. This is a domed brush. I do believe that they consider this their highlighter brush. So, ooh. I went a little too crazy in there with this. Whoa. Yeah, I went a little too hard in the pan, but oof. Yeah, that is stunning. Super blinding because I just put way too much. I don't know why I dug into the pan that hard, but I think that it looks pretty, and I'm not really going anywhere, so I don't really care. But yeah, this is a perfect brush for highlight. Just be a little careful. It's not as soft as this one that I use, which is from SL Miss Glam. It's super soft. This one is a little bit more packed, so that's probably why it kind of like dug into the pan a little. I'm going to use the shade Gagging for the inner corner. I don't believe I've used this shade yet. No, I have not. This is the E16, and I'm just going to dip into Gagging. It looks like a lip brush because it's like a flat brush. Oh, that's pretty. And again, my brush is dry, so maybe wet the shade would pop a little bit more. But so far it's buildable, so it's building to the really nice shimmer that I like. All right, so now we need to do the tight line. So for the tight line, I'm going to go back to the E14, which is the packing brush. To tight line, I think I'm going to use the shade Invitation Only, which is this darker shade right here. Oh, super pigmented, and I only tapped in it once and very lightly. So I'm just gonna focus it right here in the outer portion. I'm not gonna bring it into the inner because I want to use like a bright shade right there. I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna take the shade I'm Shy, which is this very first shade. It's white. I'm just gonna put that there just to see what it looks like. That looks nice. It kind of like blended the two shades together to make it look kind of like an ombre type thing. All right, everybody, well, here's the final look. So for gloss, I used the Pretzel Drip from this collection, and I have to say that I'm happy about the outcome because I really honestly didn't see it turning out this great because I don't use brushes for a full face. Like I said, I use a sponge for the majority of my face. I only use a brush when I'm like dusting powder off or putting like bronzer or something on my face. So I wasn't expecting it to come out this good. So I'm very happy with the outcome. I'm super impressed by how the look turned out. It actually does look really, really nice. So yeah, I just keep looking at myself in the mirror and I'm just like, I can't believe I did all of this with just brushes. I would have never used just brushes on my face. I just can't. I have to use a sponge somewhere, you know, so it's just like, it's kind of impressive to me to be able to see what I can do with just brushes. Thank you so much, Jessica, for wanting to do this collab with me because like I said, it definitely took me out of my comfort zone and I was able to see like, what can I do if I had just brushes at my disposal? And it's really nice to step out of your comfort zone and try something new. So again, thank you so much for doing this collab with me. I really do appreciate it. If you guys haven't checked out Makeup by Jessicavargas, I will leave her channel linked down below. Go check out her video because I can't wait to see what she does with just brushes. I feel like most people probably use just brushes, but yeah, definitely go check her out, subscribe to her channel, show her some support if you haven't already, because I know a lot of you guys are here from her channel, so I appreciate every single one of you guys for watching this video. Please make sure that you like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to help support me and my channel if you have not already. I'm almost at 400 subscribers, and I can't believe it. It's so amazing to me, because again, I'd never thought that I would get anywhere close to where I am right now. So I'm just so thankful to you guys, and once I get to 600 subscribers, I'm going to be doing another like big giveaway, like 600 subscriber giveaway like I did for my 300 subs. So again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you have a safe, fantabulous day, and I'll see you next time with another one. Bye.